What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Yankee video. A daily Yankee video, it seems like today. Can't find my Yankee hat. Hopefully, I find it by tonight when the Yankees take on the Rays. Of course, I'll be live on this channel, 6:50 tonight. You want to come by and watch me rage in live time? Swing on by for the Yankees and Rays tonight. And let's have some fun. Hopefully, the Yankees can win 2 in a row. And hopefully, I see you guys and girls there, man. Come on by, hang out, tell a friend. Let's have some fun with the Yankees and the Rays. And I always love doing these baseball streams, and a lot of fun to get a chance to interact with the chat and everything because it's a much slower paced game. But I also take great pride in calling the game. Anyway, I'm babbling. Let's talk about the Yankees. Let's talk about Hal Steinbrenner and how he has completely ruined the mystique and aura of the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees were once a very proud franchise, the greatest franchise in the history of sports, the most valuable franchise in the history of sports. They still are the most successful team in the history of any professional sport with 27 championships. But they've won one in the last 20 years. And as a matter of fact, last year they won. The boss, George Steinbrenner, was still alive. He passed away in that season. And the Yankees haven't been the same ever since. And Hal has taken over it, completely destroyed this proud franchise. The Yankees all of a sudden have become bargain basement shoppers. They become clearance rack shoppers. I don't know when this started or why this happened, but this is what Hal is. He's a penny pincher. The Yankees now have become a, what am I trying to say here? You know, I'm losing the words right now that I'm trying to think of, but bargain shoppers or whatever. They've become a small market team. That's what I'm trying to say. The Yankees have become small market. No more going out and getting really good players to play in here. We got to pinch pennies every which way. This is why they traded Luis Cessa for nobody. Luis Cessa had a 2.81 ERA this year. He actually wasn't too bad. He's not the greatest pitcher ever, but he was consistent. No, he don't throw 99. Oh, God, the analytical people, Cessa can't throw hard. Cessa was effective. Our bullpen sucks. Clay Holmes going to be the answer, so all of a sudden we get rid of Luis Cessa. And the whole reason they got rid of Luis Cessa isn't because of Luis Cessa. It's to get rid of Justin Wilson's contract because the Yankees are dumping salary to get under the salary cap. And maybe this is so that they can go out and trade for a Joey Gallo or Trevor Story. That is very possible. But since when the hell do the New York Yankees have to worry about pinching pennies? And let me tell you something right now. When you are the New York Yankees and you have the scouting department, the GM, and the player development and the analytical department this team has, you can't afford to do that because you can't develop your own players. Tell me one good player the Yankees have developed outside of Aaron Judge in the last 10 years that's still with the team, that's raking. Give me one, because off the top of my head, I can't think of one. And as a matter of fact, I can't think of any really good positional player that the Yankees, or definitely not pitcher. We know they can't develop pitching to save their life. But I can't think of any positional player that they've really developed since the core four. I really can't. We all know that in the early 2000s, the Yankees bought a lot of players. Giambi, Randy Johnson, Kevin Brown, Carl Pavon. Not that some of these players are good. Jacoby Ellsbury, right? They spent tons of money on these guys. They went out and they traded one of the biggest contracts in the sport. And Giancarlo Stanton, I mean, if you're trying to pinch pennies, why are you bringing that in? I don't even. Giancarlo Stanton should get his own video. And maybe he will someday because this guy sucks. I'm sorry. I mean, sucks. It's insulting. Sucks to say Giancarlo Stanton sucks. He is terrible. But Hal Steinbrenner is treating the New York Yankees like they're a business. And George Steinbrenner always said this team's for the fans. The Steinbrenner's got enough money. Like, you can afford to go out there and pay a little luxury tax. It ain't going to break the bank for the New York Yankees. And I can get on board of it and say, oh, the Yankees buy their championships. I don't care how the hell they do. I don't care that they buy their championships. I'll admit, in 2009, we did buy them. We paid Teixeira an ungodly amount of money. I think it was $160 million. They paid Sabathia a ton of money. They paid A.J. Burnett. They spent $500 million on those 2 players alone. Not to mention they brought in Nick Swisher, and they were paying Neki Matsui and Derek Jeter and Mariano and Pettit and Posada. I get it. But when the Yankees were actually winning their championships, they did it with homegrown players. Always. And when Red Sox fans would argue, oh, they bought their championships, I'm like, listen, the Yankees had more homegrown players on their championships in the 90s than the Red Sox had any of theirs in this century. There wasn't many homegrown players in that 2014. They said, oh, Jason Varitek. No, they got Jason Varitek in a trade with the Mariners for Heathcliff Slocum. Varitek wasn't even a Red Sox, okay? They traded for Varitek. So there's things like that. I thought there was two, maybe Trot Nixon and Kevin Youkilis. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. The Yankees, most of their team was developed and won on homegrown talent. Now, the difference between the Yankees and a lot of other franchises, that the Yankees could afford to pay Derek Jeter $189 million. They could afford to give Bernie Williams the big contract to Mariano and so on and so forth, and add these bigger name players. So that was the biggest difference between the Yankees and every other team, or a lot of other teams, not every other team. The Dodgers spent a lot of money. The Red Sox spent a lot of money. The big market teams go out and spend a lot of money. The Padres spent a lot of money. So, I mean, but the difference is those teams also develop their own players. So the Yankees don't do that, and the Yankees haven't done that. So when you're in the situation you're in, you can't sit here and try to win championships and pinch pennies when you're the Yankees. You just can't do it. And George Steinbrenner knew that. George Steinbrenner didn't care. George Steinbrenner wanted a contender every year. George Steinbrenner wanted the fans to come to the park because there were players that you wanted to watch play. He didn't care if he lost money. Hal Steinbrenner is the complete opposite. But what's going to happen, Hal, and I'm talking right to you because I know you watch. Not really, but whatever. What's going to happen is you're going to continue to put this mediocre garbage on the field every year. And it's only going to get worse if you continue to do this. And then the fans are going to stop showing up. Especially when you have guys like Esteban Florial. I'm not saying Esteban Florial is a star, right? But he played 6 games in Major League. He needs load management. He needs a day off. When you have so many people paying their hard-earned money, and it is expensive to go to a baseball game, and you're resting guys like Aaron Judge or Gleyber Torres or DJ LeMahieu because they need a day off. You know, Joe DiMaggio always said, hey, man, I think it was Joe DiMaggio. I forgot if it was DiMaggio or Gehrig. One of them said, I'm going to go to the baseball park. I want to play every game. I want to get, that may be the only time a fan gets to see me play. I think it was DiMaggio, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. He said it might be the only time a fan gets to see me play. And I'm going to give 110% every game because I owe it to that fan. Well, they don't do that anymore. The managers, the GMs, the players, they don't feel they owe anything to fans. And what's going to happen is you're going to start to see the fans thin out of Yankees team, and then you're really going to get hit in the pocket. I know that the TV contract is lucrative and you're not going to go in the poorhouse anytime soon, but you're going to start seeing it in attendance. If you continue to pinch pennies, you're the freaking New York Yankees, buddy! Act like it! You aren't a bargain basement shopper. You're not a clearance rack. You're not going into Dollar General and looking for a suit off the rack. You're not doing that. So stop with this. I got to dump salary. Since when the hell did I've never in my life have I seen the Yankees dump salary. Utterly ridiculous. And because of this team hasn't won a championship in 11 years, and they're going in the wrong direction because there is no young players in this team that you're looking at going, that guy's going to be a superstar. Who is it? I thought it was Gleyber. I really did. I thought Gleyber was the guy. So, wow. And Gleyber's not ours. Gleyber came over in the Chapman deal with the Chicago Cubs a couple of years ago. So Gleyber's not even our talent that we developed. Neither is Clint Frazier. Neither any of these young. Gio's not ours. Loizaga's not ours. Like, these guys aren't ours. We didn't develop these guys. So that's all I'm saying. If you're the Yankees, stop. What the hell are you doing? You're ruining this team. You're ruining the aura and mystique of the Yankees. We're the big bad Yankees. Everybody hates the Yankees. Everybody hates the Yankees. And I know that because Astro fans come over here all the time. No reason. Now they're going to say, oh, you're bringing up the Astros because you're butthurt. No, bring up the Astros because I think it's funny that there's Astro fans on my page and I talk about the Yankees and Red Sox. It's weird, but that's my point. Mets fans also. Mets fans are always on my page. Oh, Yankees suck. Mets are one game better than the Yankees, but the Yankees suck. I get it. Whatever. My point is everybody hates the Yankees and they hate us for a reason. We're the evil empire for a reason. Because we were bigger, better, tougher, and spent more money than anybody else. And Hal's made us an absolute clown show. Made us a little. The Yankees are bitches now. And the league ain't scared of going into Yankee Stadium. And the league ain't scared of the New York Yankees anymore. And it shows. Tampa Bay whoops our ass. Boston whoops our ass. The Blue Jays whoop our ass. Everybody whoops our ass now. So, yeah. Hal has ruined the aura and mystique of the New York Yankees. And I can't speak for every Yankee fan, but I could probably speak for the majority of us by saying, knock it the hell off, go back to spending your damn money, and then try to develop some players too. Okay? Try. I know you can't do it, but try. How about you fire some guys? Because let's face it, Brian Cashman, I'm not going to get... Cashman's going to get his own video, too. Don't worry about it. But this one's about Hal Steinbrenner and how he's turned the Yankees into a laughingstock and how he's turned them into, all of a sudden, freaking Walmart shoppers. I don't know, man. Going out there looking for the cheapest deal on stuff makes no sense. That's all I got in this video. As always, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the like. Hit that subscribe button. Come by in about 3.5 hours for the Yankees and the Rays, and leave your comments below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If I don't see you tonight, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. It's a bad thing to dizzle. I'm out. Peace.